हो रहा है.
हो रहा है.
Preparing to live stream, setting up you for YouTube live. हम्म.
ब्लॉक कर लो, मैं आता हूँ, दिखता है.
नहीं कर रहा मैं भी.
ठीक है फिर. हमारी बच्चे को क्या करना है?
Netra, let's admit people. Thank you. Hello all, thank you so much for joining. Or we are waiting for few minutes. Let's people come and then we can start. We'll wait 2 more minutes and then we'll start. Hello, thank you so much for joining. I think we can start. मैं देख रहा हूँ कि चैट बॉक्स में we all are sharing our names. Thank you so much. We can introduce ourselves. Yes. Thank you so much for joining. I think
Amla, you are in mute actually.
yes,
Mm.
I was saying that Netra, we can start by silence.
Yeah, sure.
स्क्रीनिंग सी हो रही है
Mhm.
Can you also put on us music? Lower the volume a little. Am I audible to everyone? Am I audible? Yeah, thank you. So, good evening, everyone. Sit comfortably wherever you are. Settle down, sit comfortably. Let your spine be upright, but not tense. Gently close your eyes. Take a slow breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. One more time. Slowly breathe in and exhale fully. Now bring your attention to this moment. Not the morning and not what's next. Just be in the now. Feel the now. Feel your body where it touches the chair or the floor. Notice the weight of your body being held. You don't have to hold yourself together. You're already supported. Bring your awareness to your breath. No need to change it. Just notice it. Now gently scan your day so far. From the moment you woke up to everything you have done till now. No judging, no analyzing, just noticing. Silently say to yourself, I showed up. Yes, I showed up. Feel that land. Now place one hand on your chest if that feels okay. And say quietly in your mind, thank you, body, for carrying me. Thank you, mind, for trying your best. Thank you, heart, for staying in present. Even if the day was not perfect, efforts counts, consistency counts, and showing up counts. Take a moment to feel gratitude for yourself, not for achievements, but for efforts. Breathe that gratitude in and let it soften your body. Now gently bring your attention back to the room. Notice sounds. Notice light behind your eyes. Take one deep breath in and slowly exhale. And whenever you're ready, open your eyes. You're here, you're enough, and you're doing your best. You all can just quickly type in the chat box what you're feeling.
Thank you so much, Netra, for the beautiful silence. Yes, we all can write down how we are feelings. And thank you so much joining in this session. हम हमेशा शेयर इट रखते हैं. सो जो लोग भी नए जुड़े हैं, लेट मी जस्ट शेयर कि व्हाट इज शेयर इट. सो शेयर इट इज अ प्लेटफॉर्म जो हम क्रिएट करते हैं हर महीने. शेयर इट फॉर एजुकेटर हम ऑल्टरनेट मंथ्स करते हैं, और ऑल्टरनेट मंथ्स हम शेयर इट फॉर प्लैनेट करते हैं. ये एक ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म है जहाँ पर हम जो काम कर रहे हैं अपने अपने एरियाज में, जिस जिस डोमेन में काम कर रहे हैं, वी ऑल शेयर आवर चैलेंजेस, सक्सेस स्टोरीज, और एक दूसरे से सीखते हैं. सो इस प्रोग्राम का, इस इवेंट का मकसद सिर्फ यही है दैट वी ऑल लर्न फ्रॉम ईच अदर. जो लोग भी अलग अलग जगह से काम कर रहे हैं, जिस जिस जगह में प्लैनेट के लिए, एजुकेशन के लिए, तो हम उस चीज के लिए मिलते हैं. और सेम क्रिएटनेट एजुकेशन जो संस्था हमारी है, जो इस इवेंट को ऑर्गेनाइज करती है, हमारा मानना यही है दैट वी क्रिएट लर्निंग कम्युनिटीज अलग अलग जगह पर. सो इसी वजह से हम अलग अलग तरह के लोगों के साथ काम करते हैं. हम प्रिंसिपल्स के साथ काम करते हैं दिल्ली में एमसीडी स्कूल्स में. हम टीचर्स के साथ पैन इंडिया में काम करते हैं, यूथ के साथ काम करते हैं. और हमारा सेम मानना यही है कि हम छोटी छोटी लर्निंग कम्युनिटीज क्रिएट करें और एक दूसरे से सीखें, और वो उनको फैसिलिटेट हम सब खुद ही करें. जहाँ पर हम ओनरशिप ले रहे हैं, हम इनिशिएटिव ले रहे हैं अपनी कम्युनिटी की लर्निंग के लिए, अपनी लर्निंग के लिए. सो यस, दिस इज अबाउट शेयर्ड एंड क्रिएटनेट एजुकेशन. एंड आज हम शेयर इट फॉर एजुकेटर कर रहे हैं. और मेरी बहुत ही प्यारी दोस्त अनघा ने हमें ज्वाइन किया है. हम दोनों ने साथ में काम किया है अनइनहिबिटेड में मेंस्ट्रुअल हेल्थ पर. और अनघा एक टीच फॉर इंडिया फेलो रह चुकी हैं चेन्नई में. इंजीनियर रह चुकी है. उसने एजुकेशन में आने का डिसाइड किया, मेंस्ट्रुअल हेल्थ के लिए काफी सारे सेशंस डिजाइन किए. और पर्सनली मैंने अनघा के साथ जितना भी समय बिताया है, आई हैव लर्न सो मच. वो मैं हमेशा शेयर भी करता हूँ अनघा को, कि उसने मुझे कितनी सारी चीजें सिखाई हैं, डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव्स दिए हैं on gender, on menstrual health, on bodies. So people who knows me, I was very like fat, and I ashamed of my body. Then I had a huge discussion with Anagha. Then she made me realize that this is your body and you need to love. So उस वो प्यार की जंग अभी भी चल रही है. पर बहुत शुक्रिया अनघा उस चीज के लिए. एंड आई वुड लव टू hear from you about you, and people also love to hear from you. Over to Anagha.
Thank you so much, Alam, for a very lovely introduction. um, yeah, I'm Anagha. I think Alam has given given an introduction of mine already. Um, I think I'll talk more about what I have done and what I'm currently doing as the session continues. But I'm sure from the Google form, from the message, you would already know that I'm working in a school right now. I'm joining from Tamil Nadu in a town in Tamil Nadu called Hosur. Hosur is quite close to Bangalore. That is how most people know this. We're very close to the border. Yeah, so currently working in a school here on various aspects of the school with two other friends of mine. So we work as a team here. And one of the things that I do, again, I will tell you more about all the different aspects of our work as well. But one of the things we do is work with children on comprehensive sexuality education, and in which I talk to them about bodies, periods, the changes that they go through. I specifically work with seventh standard students. So they are in that transition sort of phase from being a child to okay, young adult, and their bodies, their minds, everything is starting to change and grow. So yeah, I work mostly with seventh grade students on various topics related to comprehensive sexuality education. This is about what I what I'm doing right now. Otherwise, I really enjoy reading, I enjoy dancing, I enjoy meeting people, talking to people, all of that. Also, part of a very active part of my life as well. Um, it is very good to, even though I can't see your faces, just to see that so many of you have showed up at the end of a long working day to listen to me. I thank you so much. Um, I um, I I really, when I was thinking how many people would be there, would I get time to, hear from all of you, introducing yourself, which I think might be a little too long. So I'll have ask a few questions. So if you can just say yes or no, or show a thumbs up, if or write in the chat box, we can do it that way. Works. Also, is English okay for everybody?
Would be great if you be bilingual a little bit, but yes, English works. So let me share that Anagha little struggle with Hindi. So हम लोग साथ देंगे अनघा का.
Yeah, being from South India, my Hindi is not that great, but I can try. What I can do is I can talk slowly, and wherever possible, I can add Hindi. But at any point you want something to be translated, please like raise your hand or something, and then maybe Alam or Netra or somebody can help me translate that. Would that be okay? Yeah, I don't want to kill the language. That is the main reason. All right. Okay. So just to get to know who all are here, those of you who have birthdays this month, who you already had, or I mean, only 2 days remaining. Those of you who have birthdays in January, can you raise your hands or say yes in the chat box? Oh, Alam celebrated his birthday recently. Yes. Can you show like raise your hands in the emojis? I think there is a raise hands option, or you can just type yes. Or is it only Alam with birthday in January? Okay, I don't see anybody responding, so I'm guessing that nobody else has birthdays in January. Next question, because all your videos are off as well. How many of you here are sitting with their teacup like Netra is? It's the end of the day, so I'm sure some of you are sipping your tea. कौन कौन आपके टी कप लेके बैठे हैं? Nobody else. Just completed. Parul has just completed her cup. Okay. That's all right. Yes. Poonam says they're also sitting with the tea. Okay. All right. Um, how many of you here are feeling tired at the end of a long working day? More hands, I see. Yes. Wow, wow. Many more hands. Yeah. See, I should ask relatable questions. That is the problem. All right. But thank you so much for coming. I understand it must have been a long day. So let's start there. Then it is a little weird for me to talk to a screen after coming back from school talking to people, but let's do this. Um, all right. So, but before I start, just how many of you here are not working in education sector? Can you tell me that as well? If you are not working in a school or with children and in a very different sort of sector? Can you show me a thumbs up or raise hands just to know how the crowd is? Mostly everybody working with students, schools? Okay. Okay. I don't see any hands up, so I'm just going to assume that most of you are working in the education sector. All right, perfect. Okay, so before I start, I want to say that I have been working in this sector of gender, sexuality for a few years now. And even before starting to work in this sector, because I was very interested, I was reading about it, I was trying to build my knowledge. So I really don't have any shame talking about bodies and the processes. And I understand that you might not be that comfortable, right? Because you might not be used to these kind of conversations. So I understand that. But at least for the next 1.5 hours, if we can try and put that shame aside and be here, that would be great. Because I feel like at this point I don't have filters like that. I will say things, and I'm sorry if it makes you uncomfortable, but I think we all have to learn to get past that shame also, right? So maybe for this 1 hour we'll try not to be ashamed of it. If you're feeling really like difficult to ask a question, just type in the chat box. That also works. Yeah. Okay. um I'm really trying to keep this interactive. So, when you hear the word sex education, because that is what I feel is most commonly called, even though I mentioned it as comprehensive sexuality education, I think common casual terms में हम sex education बोलते हैं. तो जब आप sex education वो term सुनते हैं, आपके मन में क्या-क्या शब्द आते हैं? What are the different words that come to your mind when you hear the word sex education? It can be a feeling, it can be other words, it can be anything. Can you type that in the chat box? You can type in Hindi also, that is fine. Okay. Consent, health, awareness.
And we can unmute ourselves as well.
Yeah,
हम unmute करके भी बता सकते हैं.
absolutely. Right age. Yeah. Sometimes it is right age kya hai? Kya, at different age, what do we say? Yeah. Body parts, processes, do's and don'ts. क्या कर सकते हैं, क्या नहीं करना चाहिए? Okay. Any other feelings, any other question, anything जो आपके मन में आता है जब आप sex education सुनते हैं?
For me, I think it's body literacy, which should be given from the
It's the
least
lot of
age
it.
to the children. It's
Okay.
like a literacy for me.
Okay. Body literacy, knowing our body. Okay. Awareness. All right. Nobody feels shame or I remember feeling shy during sex ed in school. To educate people related to sex, opposite sex attraction feeling. Okay. Yeah.
As a teacher, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, as a teacher, when I have to teach the about the reproductive system
Hmm.
in class 8th or 9th, then it's a problem, it's a coeducational school, and boys and girls are there. How am I going to do it?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I remember in my school, I think my biology teacher told us just read. You read and understand.
Yes, and as I am a biology person, being a senior teacher taking 11th and 12th class, all the TGTs, they used to tell me, "Okay, ma'am, you take up this topic. Ma'am, you take up this topic." So, like I used to take that lesson, with them, with their children. Those TGT sciences, they were not taking that.
Yeah, my friend said very similar story. So he was telling me that in his school, for just that chapter, the most strictest biology teacher will go teach. So children will not ask any questions. So they would assign the strict teacher to go teach just that chapter.
I was not the strictest
No,
teacher.
no, I did not mean that. Well, yeah, but I can see more responses that this new age children know more than us. Yes, yeah, I'm sure. Because the access is a lot. They watch way more, they access more internet than us. Yeah. During adolescence, it was a negative term. Yeah, a lot of shame. Giggling of backbenchers, being curious but not asking questions. Yes. Girls being uncomfortable in classrooms. Sometimes boys going and writing the chapter reproduction again and again. All of this continues, okay, even now. Let me make it very clear. Okay, all right. Um, Great. Okay. So just to work on this body shaming. Oh, okay. Yeah. A lot of comments about bodies as well, I'm sure. Yeah. And I feel like sometimes स्कूल में जब हाई स्कूल के बच्चे होते हैं बहुत मीन होते हैं ये बच्चे चिल्ड्रन ऑल्सो डोंट अंडरस्टैंड कि कितना हर्टफुल होता है हो सकता है उनके वर्ड्स और whatever comments they say. And I feel like yeah, and your bodies are changing, everybody's seeing it, so yeah, of course. All right, so I think I would like to start by telling a little about why I decided to work on this. Why am I doing this as well? So I would like to share my first period story. जब मुझे पहली बार periods हुआ था तब कैसा रहा, right? So I have a very good relationship with my mother. हम सारी चीजों के बारे में बात सारे मतलब एक लेवल तक हम बात करते थे. So my mother had told me about periods before I got periods. So, but she said very basic things. She also only knew that much. उनको भी उतना ही पता था. तो उन्होंने बोला ऐसा एक चीज है जिनको हम पीरियड्स बुलाते हैं या मेंसेस बुलाते हैं. और जब आप ऐसा 8th स्टैंडर्ड तक आते हैं तब आपको आएगा. What will happen is हर महीना there will be some bleeding and this is what you should use. And she showed me the pad, how to use a pad. And she said उस टाइम पे हम मंदिर नहीं जाते हैं. That is all that she told me. So, and she said there might be some stomach pain. So I have noticed this. My mother does not go to temple certain days in a month. She buys Whisper or Stay Free. So I have noticed it. So I was like, okay, this is what it is. तो मुझे पता था कि what is going to happen. And then in school also, I started noticing that, okay, my classmates are starting to get their periods. So I'm waiting now. I'm like, okay, मम्मी ने बात किया है इसके बारे में, मेरे फ्रेंड्स को पीरियड्स हो रहा है, मुझे क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? So 7th standard खत्म, 8th standard खत्म, मुझे periods नहीं हो रहे. So there was a lot of shame that is something wrong with me. And even though my mother, मेरी मम्मी ने इसके बारे में मेरे साथ बात किया था, I did not have the courage to go ask her. Or there was so much shame about it. Everybody was doing hush hush in school also. जब pad है क्या वो पूछना है. So there was just so much shame. So I didn't feel like I could go ask her again. So I went through a lot of shame as well as to कुछ problem है क्या with my body. Is something up? Is something wrong? Because most of my classmates have gotten it, and they are also asking me. So it was quite difficult for. And now I feel मैं बहुत लाइटली ये कहानी बोल पा रही हूँ, लेकिन 9th स्टैंडर्ड अनघा को बहुत ऐसा शेम फील हुआ था, बहुत डर भी फील हुआ था कि मुझे कोई प्रॉब्लम है क्या वो सोच के. सो थिंकिंग बैक, इवन दो एक सेफ स्पेस जैसा मेरे मम्मी के साथ I had that, even then it was difficult, right? And then I keep hearing stories of my friends. I kept hearing stories from field when I started working of girls who really panicked जब पहली बार periods हुआ. Really worried because अगर खून है तो there should be some चोट हुआ होगा, right? Like there should be some injury. And most of the times अगर ऐसा चोट हुआ है तो मम्मी डांटेंगे because what did you do? तुमने कुछ किया होगा, because of which you fell or you something happened to you, and there is blood. So girls really panicked and tried to cover up, and then finally realized ये एक normal चीज है या सबको होता है. So many stories, right? Like I have met so many women who have given birth to multiple children, but still did not know that women have a third opening between their legs. We urinate from an opening, we poop from another opening, and there is a third opening for period blood and for the birth of a child. So I could hear so much ignorance about our bodies. We did not know, like Netra said, no body literacy, इंग्लिश लिटरेसी बोलते हैं वैसे. बॉडी के बारे में मुझे बिल्कुल पता नहीं है, कोई बोलते भी नहीं है क्योंकि इतना शर्म है इसके बारे में बात करने के लिए. तो it was all of those reasons that made me feel like it is important to talk about it. But I also did not know how, where to start, all of that. I was also confused. But मुझे पता था कि इसके ऊपर बात करना है बच्चों के साथ specifically because yeah, they need that safe space, right? We don't know what they go through as well. And I would also like to bring back the point that Pradeep sir has mentioned, like new age children know a lot more than us, right? Like I also feel the access children have these days with internet, with Netflix, like they are accessing a lot more content than we are probably. So they know so many things, but जो चीजें उनको पता है शायद वो सही नहीं होना चाहिए, right? Like it's not some things will be correct, but sometimes it might be half information, half baked information. पूरा information मिला नहीं होगा. And your internet also these days, I feel like जब Google Chrome में one article हम खोलते हैं, there are like 5 advertisements on the side, and by mistake we will click on some advertisement. It is impossible to avoid it, and we don't know what these advertisements are. It's not possible to जब one child is using a phone or a laptop, it is impossible to constantly watch, oh, what are they using, which website, what is this. It's a lot to do as well, right? So I really felt it is important then to create spaces for children where they can have these conversations. They feel like okay, ऐसा एक adult है मेरे जिंदगी में जिनके साथ मैं जाके बात कर सकती हूँ, जिनके साथ मैं जाके बिना शर्म के, बिना डर के सवाल पूछ सकती हूँ. वो मुझे जज नहीं करेगा, वो मुझे they will not shame me, they will not laugh at me, but they will actually answer my questions. And that is why I do what I do. And I really believe that it is important to bring it to education. Of course, हम हमारे घरों में हमारे बच्चों के साथ या हमारे nieces, nephews, cousins सबके साथ कर सकते हैं. But as teachers, as educators, it is important to integrate it to education schools as well, is what I believe. And that is the reason जब आलम के साथ मैंने अनइनहिबिटेड में जो काम किया है, उधर से जो भी सीखा है वो लेके वापस एजुकेशन में आ गई हूँ to schools, because I really felt that it was important to bring it to classrooms, bring it to schools. And yeah, most of the information on internet is spread by influencers rather than experts. That also, right? Currently, influencer culture is going on. So while it's great that so many people get a platform, so many people are able to show their skills or talents. It's becoming more and more difficult. Who do I trust? Who do I not trust? Is this information the right one? Is this not? And yeah, it's becoming more and more difficult. So yeah, that's how I got to where I am. But before coming here, जैसे आलम ने बोला, पहले engineering से शुरू किया. Like most engineers, engineering करने के बाद समझ में आ गया कि engineering नहीं चाहिए मुझे. And I really felt education is what I wanted to do, work in the field of education. So the entry to education was through Teach for India. And I did Teach for India में एक fellowship program है, शायद आपको पता होगा, मुझे पता नहीं है, लेकिन Teach for India they hire graduates जिन्होंने their basic graduation किया है, उनको hire करके training देके schools में full time teachers की तरफ place कर दूँ. तो मैं चेन्नई में एक गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में सेकेंड एंड थर्ड स्टैंडर्ड स्टूडेंट्स को फुल टाइम आई टॉट फॉर 2 years. So I was teaching every subject other than Tamil. So that's where I started. End of that, I was very clear that this is my way. I wanted to work in education. तो but I realized मुझे पता नहीं है कि कैसे करना है, क्या करना है, इसके बारे में और भी सोचना है, सीखना है. इसलिए मैंने मास्टर्स किया. मास्टर्स इन एजुकेशन बोल के एक कोर्स है, MA एजुकेशन. वो अजीम प्रेमजी यूनिवर्सिटी से किया. उसके बाद मुझे लगा ठीक है, ये जेंडर, सेक्सुअलिटी, इसके ऊपर और भी सीखना है और वापस एजुकेशन में वो लेके आना है. तो देन आई डिड अनइनहिबिटेड के साथ काम किया. सो वी अनइनहिबिटेड वी यूज्ड टू वर्क in rural India, rural areas of Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka. So I designed programs for Uninhibited. So did a little bit of all of that. And then 2 years ago, like, it's been almost 2 years now, been working at a school in Hosur here. Unfortunately, teacher like you are missing from our schools. So aap baniye sir, teacher like me. So let's talk about that. How what can we do, right? Like in smaller ways that to support our children, to be there for our children, right? And if I can, if after you listen to me, if there is something more I can do for you in your school with your teachers, I mean, we can of course discuss that. So I think um, that I think we can talk a little more about. Um, yeah, that has been my journey, like of getting here. Before I tell more about the comprehensive sexuality education program that oh sorry, I think yeah, I think that was by mistake. Yeah, before I talk more about the specific program, the comprehensive sexuality education program, I also want to tell you that when I joined the school, I did not join alone. I joined as a team of 3. It was 3 of us friends. हम तीनों साथ काम करना चाहते थे. And तीनों ने actually ये स्कूल ज्वाइन करने से पहले दी ओलिका प्रोजेक्ट बोल के एक छोटा प्रोग्राम शुरू किया था. स्कूल्स में जाके हम सेशंस ले रहे थे. अलग अलग स्कूल्स में और अलग अलग ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस के साथ ऑनलाइन भी सेशन ले रहे थे. और हमें लगा नहीं, एक ही स्कूल में तो तब इम्पैक्ट और भी हो सकता है. और we also wanted to find out our path, what is it in education that we want to do. So it was a lot of this that brought us to one school. And so currently 3 of us are working in this particular school called Asian Christian High School in Hosur. And we are a team that is called Center for Teaching Excellence. I'm putting it in the chat boxes, right? Yeah, that's what our unit is called, Center for Teaching Excellence. So we do work on multiple things. We work with teachers. We do teacher training. We try to support our teachers. It's a big school. We have more than 150 teachers. So we try to work with teachers, work with them in छोटे-छोटे groups में मिलके उनको support देने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. उनको education के बारे में सोचने के लिए, classrooms के बारे में, classroom practices के बारे में. So starting with say a philosophy of education to get into classroom में हम क्या-क्या करते हैं. तो अलग-अलग चीज़ों के बारे में हम टीचर्स के साथ ट्रेनिंग लेते हैं. We also work with a library of the school, trying to build a very good हमारे बहुत अच्छे लाइब्रेरी है, लेकिन रीडिंग कल्चर उतना अच्छा नहीं है. बच्चों को उतना इंटरेस्ट नहीं है बुक बोरो करना, वो पढ़ना. So we are working a little bit on that. How do we build that? That is also one aspect of our work. Another thing we do is this program called, we designed a course called 7th grade students, and we called it Perspectives. Everybody knows what the meaning of the word perspectives is? Perspectives, I've put the word. What does perspectives mean? Yeah, some people are showing thumbs up. What would it be in Hindi, Alam? Perspective? Ideas?
Nazariya.
Nazariya, yeah, views, exactly. Yeah, correct. So everything can be looked at from multiple different views, right? So when we look at something from just one perspective, that might not be right. we should be able to see it from different perspectives. That is when we are able to think about that idea, right? And I believe all of you are here to hear perspectives. That okay, like हमारे मन में एक idea है जब sex education बोलते हैं, हम सुनना चाहते हैं कि किसी और क्या सोचते हैं. That is why you are here. So, what is the general response in a training? Are they expected to be? Sorry, I don't understand, Pradeep sir. Do you mean the training we do with teachers or teachers? Okay. The teachers, I think the response initially was a little slow because it was 3 people who've come suddenly working with us. Teachers are also like, kitne sare trainings milte hai hame. They will be just another group of people. But once they realize that we're there full time, we're there, uh, I think we took that first year for trust building. So we really did try to build relationship with teachers, show them that we really care. And when we were making plans for the work with teachers, one of the important things that we wanted to do was how do we make the lives of teachers a little easier. So once we tried to make that clear and that relationship got built, the response was much more warmer. And now we have a much better relationship. So I wouldn't say from the beginning it was like a 10 or something. That would be a lie. Initially, we did take some time. Some were skeptic. Okay, who are these people? Young people coming and trying to do things. But the trust building that 1 year time that really helped us. Alam, who were hands?
Yes, yes. Anagha, I was saying that we'll have 30-minute slot for question and answers.
Got it.
So हम लोग questions definitely लिख सकते हैं पर हम सेशन कंटिन्यू कर सकते हैं जिससे हमें हमारा समय थोड़ा बचे.
ठीक है. Sorry, yes. Yeah, okay. So I was talking about the Perspectives program, right? So we designed a course for 7th standard students. And how we made this work was basically the course when we designed, हम ऐसा एक कोर्स करना चाहते थे जो उनके रेगुलर क्लास से थोड़ी अलग है. So regularly they are sitting for 40 minutes in a class, 40 students in a class, close to 40 in a classroom, one teacher talking to all of them. They're expected to sit straight, listen, make notes, that sort of a thing. तो हमने सोचा कैसे ये थोड़ा ब्रेक कर सकते हैं, कैसे एक जगह बच्चों को दे सकते हैं जो थोड़ा अलग है. So the way we had to make it work also because of the tight schedule of the school was library period में हमने ऐसा एक्सप्लिट किया कि half of the children क्लास में होंगे, half of the children लाइब्रेरी में जाएंगे. ठीक है, तो जो बच्चे लाइब्रेरी में जाते हैं वो लोग बोरो करेंगे बुक्स, वो सब करके हम तीनों में से एक जन के साथ उधर थोड़ा 20-30 मिनट्स क्लास उधर करेंगे. बाकी जो आधा लोग बचे हैं जो क्लासरूम में बैठे हैं उनके साथ one of the others will do a class with it. Next week, whoever was in the class will go to library. Whoever was in the library will be in class. So they will keep switching every week. By that way, they will get class with all of us. That was the arrangement. So we would have only 20 in a class for 40 minutes. And we really wanted to trust the children. We wanted to give them a different experience. So they were allowed to sit wherever they wanted in the class, however they wanted. अगर उनको डेस्क के ऊपर बैठना है, like we were okay with it. But it was also possible because 20 in a class. So I understand. But we really wanted to try this, to see how children are as well. So 3 of us, Ishani, Ashish, and me. So Ishani worked mainly in the library. She is a literature person, so she's very good with books and how to choose books, how to read books. Lot of those kind of things. She worked with children. डिक्शनरी, थेसोराई, ये सब हम कैसे अच्छे से यूज कर सकते हैं. अलग अलग बुक्स का जॉनरास क्या होता है, हॉरर तो कैसा होता है, ये कैसे होता है. तो बच्चों के साथ बहुत सारे रीडिंग किया, बुक्स इंट्रोड्यूस किया. So she was working on that. Ashish is somebody who is very good with helping people think, so helping children think. So he did something called philosophy for children. So they would do classes on equality. तो equality का मतलब क्या है, freedom का मतलब क्या है, friendship का मतलब क्या है. तो उसके ऊपर बहुत सारे चर्चा किया. रूल्स, अगर रूल्स सेट करना है तो कैसे हम रूल्स सेट करेंगे, तो रूल्स हम क्यों फॉलो नहीं करते हैं. तो लॉट ऑफ डिस्कशन अराउंड दोस काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स. बट ही इज ऑल्सो समबडी हु डज अ लॉट ऑफ थिएटर. तो थोड़ा ड्रामा वगैरह उसका भी एक्सरसाइजेस किया. So he was doing that, and I was doing mainly two components. One was art because I really enjoy art, and other was comprehensive sexuality education. So in the beginning, I would do a lot of art sessions. When I say art, I don't mean drawing sikhana. That art teacher, I mean, I'm not good at teaching to draw, but I am more interested in हम art को कैसे हमारे emotions को explore करने के लिए use कर सकते हैं. और art को कैसे हम थोड़ा ऐसा relax करने के लिए या थोड़ा fun के लिए भी हम कैसे use कर सकते हैं. That is what I'm more interested in. So my first few classes with children will always be on art, and we would do a lot of art sessions. You can see children also really worried, my mistake, like what if I make a mistake? What if I make a mistake? Then you have to really tell them it's okay, have fun with it. Because I feel in schools also हम ऐसे ट्रेन करते हैं कि सब सही होना चाहिए. गलती प्रॉब्लम है, मिस्टेक इज नॉट अलाउड. तो वो हर जगह में वो रिफ्लेक्ट करते हैं. जब वो आर्ट करते हैं तब भी वो ऐसा होता है कि नहीं 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 नहीं, मैं बोलती हूँ कि आप मॉन्स्टर को ड्रॉ करो. मॉन्स्टर एक जैसा नहीं होता है ना, अलग अलग हो सकता है. लेकिन बच्चे वो इमेजिन करने में बच्चों को बहुत दिक्कत होता है. क्योंकि एप्पल मुझे पता है कैसे दिखते हैं, स्कूल मुझे पता है कैसे दिखते हैं, कि मॉन्स्टर कैसे दिखते हैं, राइट. एंड आई एम वेरी पर्टिकुलर दैट ये हल्क वल्क जैसा ड्राइंग मत बनाना. जो मूवीज में ऑलरेडी है वो मत ड्रॉ करो, आप क्रिएट करो मॉन्स्टर्स को. तो चिल्ड्रन रियली स्ट्रगल टू ब्रेक आउट ऑफ दैट. वो ऐसा स्ट्रक्चर है, उसके ऊपर ही सोचना है, उसके अंदर ही सोचना है. उसको ब्रेक आउट करने में थोड़ा इट टेक टाइम. But doing all of this helps in building a relationship with children. They realize that, okay, this is different. This person. I, I get to connect with children a little more. When we talk about emotions, when we talk about, what makes you happy, sad, angry, that kind of things. मुझे बच्चों को थोड़ा और समझने के लिए टाइम मिलता है. So that really sets up for my comprehensive sexuality education classes. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि ईयर की शुरुआत नए बच्चे हैं, मैं जाके बॉडीज के बारे में बात करते हैं. That might not work because कौन है क्यों आके ऐसे ये सारी चीजों के बारे में बात करते हैं, right? So this kind of set of art classes really help in setting that tone. Then is when I talk to them about other different topics. Now topics very much 7th standard age appropriate. Also, I asked you in the beginning, हम sex education like casually बोलते हैं, right? And I asked you what are the feelings and words that come to your mind. तो मैं ये भी बोलना चाहती हूँ कि अभी हम sex education नहीं बोलते हैं. The correct term we use is comprehensive sexuality education. क्योंकि बच्चों को हम sex के बारे में सिखाते नहीं हैं. A school child does not have to know anything about sex. We don't have to go to class talk to them about sex. They have to know about their body. क्या क्या चेंजेस हो रहे हैं, ये चेंजेस नॉर्मल है, और क्या क्या फीलिंग्स, बहुत सारे इमोशंस होते हैं, मूड स्विंग्स हो रहे हैं, नॉर्मल है. it will slow down, right? Like you are changing, so much is changing, friends are changing. तो बच्चे इसी एज में उनकी आइडेंटिटी क्या है, मैं कौन हूँ, वो ढूंढने का कोशिश करते हैं. मम्मी ये बोलते हैं मैं कुछ और करेंगे, टीचर ये बोलते हैं मैं कुछ और करें. सो दे आर आल्सो ट्राइंग टू फिगर आउट मुझे क्या सही है, मुझे मेरे हिसाब से क्या सही है क्या गलत है, राइट. सो उसी टाइम पे दे नीड टू नो दैट ये ऐसा फीलिंग्स होना वो नॉर्मल है, और इट्स दोज काइंड ऑफ कॉन्वर्सेशंस दैट आर इम्पोर्टेंट. So that is what I do, which is also why we do more call it sex education and call it comprehensive sexuality education. So I talk to them about bodies, mainly what are the names of our body parts. हमें पता है क्या जब हम सुसु करते हैं कहाँ से करते हैं, what is it called, what is the actual term for it. So we discuss that. We discuss periods जो girls mostly girls experience करते हैं. We also discuss nightfall या wet dreams जब बोलते हैं boys experience करते हैं that. Then we talk about emotions, the different emotional changes जो हम experience करते हैं. क्या हम वो emotions को या emotions की वजह से हम जो एक्शंस करते हैं उसको हम कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं कि नहीं. अट्रैक्शन के बारे में बात करते हैं, क्या अट्रैक्शन फील करना सही है क्या नहीं है क्या, दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग. देन ऑल्सो टॉक अबाउट सेफ टच एंड अनसेफ टच. क्या है सेफ टच मेरे लिए, क्या है अनसेफ टच, मैं क्या कर सकती हूँ, किसको जाके मैं किसके साथ मैं जाके बात कर सकती हूँ, these kind of things. So it's roughly these topics that I talk to them about. Um, yeah, I think um, I do classes in a mixed gender classroom, girls, boys, everybody is together. Yeah, so these classes are there as well. So, but those were some of the challenges that we faced, right? Like the challenges were that the school was not used to this at all. तो ऐसे गर्ल्स बॉयज सब बैठते वक्त अब कैसे ये बात कर सकते हैं, बच्चों को बहुत वियर्ड फील होगा, और दैट स्टूडेंट्स वोंट बी मैच्योर इनफ, क्या उनको मैच्योरिटी है क्या ये सब सुनने के लिए, पेरेंट्स को पसंद, लाइक पेरेंट्स विल नॉट लाइक इट, पेरेंट्स कैसे रिएक्ट करेंगे, तो ये सारे क्वेश्चंस चैलेंजेस था, बट आई थिंक वी वर एबल टू ओवरकम इट थ्रू मल्टीपल डिफरेंट थिंग्स. And I, I I I feel like I've been talking for a long time. Any questions till now that I can just, or do you think this kind of situation, what kind of challenges or what kind of questions would you face in your school if you were to try something like this? आपके स्कूल में क्या क्या challenges होंगे अगर ऐसा एक comprehensive sexuality education program करना है तो क्या क्या सवाल आपके मन में आ रहे हैं?
Would be great if we can unmute ourselves. अगर चैट बॉक्स में लिखना है तो.
May I speak?
Yes, please.
ज्योति. हाँ. So, कुछ दिन पहले एक सीनियर सेकेंडरी स्कूल ओनली फॉर गर्ल्स, मैंने वहाँ पर एक सेशन लिया था ऑन मिनिस्ट्रल हाइजीन, और क्लास 9th-10th की गर्ल्स थी, और लड़कियाँ, क्योंकि मेरे साथ 2 मेल टीचर्स भी गए थे वहाँ पर सेशन लेने, उन लोगों को किसी और टॉपिक पे बोलना था. तो व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड टॉकिंग विद गर्ल्स, तो वो खुद के ऊपर इतना शर्मिंदा हो रही थी कि हम क्यों ये बात वहाँ पर कर रहे हैं. तो फिर जब मैंने स्टार्ट किया, तो मैंने सबसे पहले उन्हें यही बोला कि कहते हैं कि जब कई जन्मों का पुण्य इकट्ठा हो जाता है, तब कहीं जाकर ईश्वर किसी आत्मा को स्त्री होने का चोला पहना. तो सबसे पहले मैंने उनके लिए क्लैपिंग करवाई कि बीइंग ए वुमेन, आप लोगों के लिए ये बहुत बड़ी बात है कि एक तो आप औरत के जन्म में आई, और दूसरी बात, अब आप सृष्टि की सबसे ज़्यादा पावरफुल रचना बन गई जब आपके पीरियड स्टार्ट, क्योंकि अब आप एक रिप्रोडक्शन वाले उसमें आ गई हैं कि ओनली यू हैव दैट पावर. तो जब उन लोगों को ये सब समझाया मैंने काफ़ी प्यार से, अच्छे से, और फिर मैंने उनको अपने फर्स्ट पीरियड के बारे में बात किया, तो वो थोड़ी-सी मतलब नॉर्मल होना स्टार्ट हुई. लेकिन फिर भी मैंने उनका वहाँ 45 मिनट्स का सेशन लिया. टीचर्स को बहुत अच्छा लगा, सबको समझ आया, लेकिन हमने जब बाद में लड़कियों को बोला कि क्या कोई क्वेश्चंस पुट करना चाहता है, तो नहीं बोला कोई भी. तो ये एक चैलेंज रहा मेरे लिए वहाँ पर.
Now, there are 2 more questions in the chat box as well. You can read out there. और आप दोनों का जवाब दे सकते हैं. एक सवाल है कि लड़के ज्यादा इंक्विजिटिव हो जाते हैं पीरियड्स का बॉक्स, पैड्स का बॉक्स देखकर. एंड पीके सर आस्किंग अबाउट पेरेंट कंसर्न्स, क्या पढ़ा रहे हैं.
Yeah.
And Renu is appreciating your efforts.
Yeah, I think ये पेरेंट्स क्या सोचेंगे या पेरेंट्स क्या बोलेंगे, तो हमारे स्कूल में भी बहुत बड़ी बात हुई उसके बारे में, और स्कूल ने हमसे बोला कि आप लोग एक पेरेंट्स के साथ पहला एक सेशन करो, उन लोगों के साथ ये इंट्रोड्यूस करो, उन लोगों को बोलो, उन लोगों से बात करो, टेल देम दैट ऐसा सेशन होने वाला है. एंड वी डिड दैट. एंड मैं ऐसा नहीं बोल रहा कि मेरा एक्सपीरियंस ही आप सभी के स्कूल में सारे पेरेंट्स के साथ होगा. ऑफ कोर्स नॉट. आई फुल्ली अंडरस्टैंड कि अलग जगह अलग कॉन्टेक्स्ट है, अलग अलग पेरेंट्स है, लेकिन हमने व्हेन आई वेंट इनटू दैट सेशन, जब मैं वो सेशन के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहे थे, मैं बहुत सारे सवाल और उसको कैसे जवाब देंगे, राइट, लाइक एग्जैक्टली लाइक हाउ Renuji said that how smartly will you handle the session? क्या मुझे सारे सवालों का जवाब होगा जब पेरेंट्स सवाल पूछते हैं? तो आई थॉट सो मच कि ओके क्या कैसे बोल सकते हैं कल्चरली या सेंसिटिव होके हम बिना काइंडनेस के बिना बात करने से कुछ नहीं होगा राइट लाइक वी आल्सो हैव टू हेल्प देम अंडरस्टैंड कि ये क्यों इम्पोर्टेंट है तो इतना प्रिपेयर करके गया बट पेरेंट्स वर वेरी पॉजिटिव सरप्राइजिंगली जब हम ये सारे बात किए लाइक व्हाई इज इट इम्पोर्टेंट क्यों इम्पोर्टेंट है पेरेंट्स ये बोल रहे थे कि आप क्यों सिर्फ 7th स्टैंडर्ड के साथ करते हैं आप 8th और 9th के साथ भी करो यानी 12th के साथ करो क्योंकि वो बच्चे स्कूल से निकल जाएंगे जल्दी 7th के बच्चों को और भी टाइम है दैट वाज सरप्राइजिंग एक्चुअली तो मुझे लगता है कि बहुत बार हमारे मन में ऐसा डर बहुत होता है क्योंकि हमें भी पता नहीं है कि ये बहुत नए है या कि किया नहीं है इसके पहले स्कूल्स में तो क्या होगा अनसर्टेनिटी है राइट ये कैसे होगा बच्चे कैसे लेंगे सो देयर इज सो मच अनसर्टेनिटी ताकि लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स वी आल्सो क्रिएट फियर so when we talked to parents, the response was not so bad. They were positive. They were okay with, हाँ आप बात करो ऐसे sessions होना चाहिए is the reaction that we got. So that gave a lot of confidence as well that okay parents are also supportive. Parents are saying that ये important है आज के ज़माने में. So yeah, that doing a session openly with parents is something that really helped us take this forward. Yeah. I thought somebody had unmuted. So, okay. So, and one more thing that I would like to add to like what Jyoti ma'am was saying, no, that when she went to take a session and ऐसा experience हुआ. So I don't know Jyoti ma'am आप उस स्कूल में टीच करते हैं या सेशंस लेने सिर्फ सेशन लेने के लिए गए हैं. I don't know the context उतना. लेकिन जो
only for taking session.
Only for taking sessions, yeah. So that is one difference जो मैंने जब मैं एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस के साथ काम कर रहे थे और जब मैं स्कूल में काम कर रहे वो जो डिफरेंस मैंने देखा है that is in an organization when we are working as an NGO this is also this is not to put down the work of organizations okay because I believe it is very important जब with it is of course उसी belief से मैंने uninhibited में भी काम किया है उधर से बहुत सारी चीजें सीखी है we need people to go do sessions 100% but what I felt is कि जब मैं ऐसे when I used to go to school सिर्फ सेशन लेने के लिए वो ट्रस्ट बिल्डिंग के लिए उतना टाइम नहीं मिलता था यू नो टाइम अगर है तो भी मैं फुल टाइम स्कूल में नहीं है ना तो टी ब्रेक में मुझे बच्चों को मिल नहीं पा रहे हैं या यू नो जब लंच ब्रेक में मुझे मिलना जस्ट हाई बाय बोलना हंसना लाइक जस्ट टू हैव सम कॉन्वर्सेशंस उसके लिए मुझे टाइम नहीं मिल रहा था एंड हियर बिकॉज आई एम इन द स्कूल फुल टाइम आई गेट दैट जब दैट ब्रेक टाइम जब मैं बैठ के चाय पी रही हूँ चिल्ड्रन विल कम वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट डिफरेंट थिंग्स नो सो सिर्फ ये टॉपिक के बारे में नहीं वी टॉकिंग अबाउट डिफरेंट थिंग्स so my friend who is with me he's really interested in cricket so some children will come talk to him about cricket and they are discussing oh IPL में इनको selection हुआ so they are having that conversation so as a team we are getting to build that connection with children in many different ways and that really seemed to help so when I go to class even if they are laughing I am able to make jokes with them because मुझे उनको और भी पता है like I know something about them to joke about you know so that is one thing that I found as a difference when I was working um, as a part of an NGO versus as a part of a school you know and did it as a full-time program in the school that I was always there to just do simple things here and there that was helping um, me build relationship and trust with kids and just to not make it feel like oh ऐसा एक सेशन हो रहा है क्या करेंगे no it was like ah Anagha is coming Anagha is बात करेंगे it became that from oh ऐसा सेशन है मुझे जाना है like you know I felt that kind of a shift happening so yeah
Utsabai, I request you to like unmute yourself and share if you can.
Yeah, sure, sure. I was writing because I thought it's too long and I might take half of Anaga's time. But yeah, as I mentioned, during my fellowship in Delhi, I was teaching science to grade 7th, 8th, and 9th. And I think reproduction is something that is continuous in 7th, 8th, and 9th for plants and animals. And then again, in a more elaborate manner in grade 9th. And during the same chapter in grade 8th, I observed that the moment I wrote reproduction, there was a giggling happening. uh, Boys were talking in between them. So I observed that maybe this is a taboo in their head. And first, what needs to be done is making them understand that it is not a very special thing, but just a biological process, very similar to what any other thing happens inside our body. And then moving to the fact that if this thought of seeing reproduction body or female or an opposite gender is not channelized, that leads to cases like Nirbhaya. And we had a full-fledged discussion where I opened up each and every details, and a boy fainted listening to it. So that made me realize that how important is it for boys to know this feeling and then deciding what they should be doing or not doing, rather than someone coming and saying कि इस तरीके से behave नहीं करते लड़कियों के साथ और इस तरीके से behave करते हैं. So going into the do's and don'ts, it is also very important to know the why behind it. And then the chapter was something that was a normal learning of a process of a body, and there was no giggling, there was seriousness, but that seriousness was a normal thing. उसमें कुछ बहुत special या कुछ बहुत awkward नहीं था. So yeah, I could totally understand and resonate to what you were saying, Anagha. Thank you.
Thank you. I think that children also appreciate it when you take them seriously, or and that you are also engaging with them. So what happens a lot of times is when they make a silly comment or about body or a body part, as teachers हमें शायद पता नहीं होता है कि कैसे respond करें, right? So our first reaction is don't talk, just sit quietly. This question is not needed. That is the first reaction. But when a teacher makes the effort to say, let's engage, इसमें क्या problem है? Then it suddenly stops becoming giggling funny thing. And children also, they are very smart, right? जब वो ऐसा एक चीज करके कोशिश करते हैं कि इस टीचर को नहीं लगता है, then they stop trying it. So one example was one of the things that I've heard from multiple teachers is boys in the class, when these teachers talk about something, and if they say banana, these boys start giggling. Okay. And that is one time, then teachers are like, what do we say, Anagha? They really panic because and children will do more when they see हाँ teacher भी uncomfortable हो रहा है, मजा आ रहा है तो और भी करेंगे, right? So when you go to a class and when children are doing this, I mean what I did, you decide, I mean what works for you, but what I did was when they giggled saying banana, I told them the correct word for it is penis. In my class, please use the correct word. I did not. So they were like, okay, this is not working with her. So it was not mocking them. It was not scolding them. It was nothing. It was just that let's engage. What is the problem here? You pee using this organ. That is the purpose of it. It has other purposes at this age. That is what you know, and don't have to go into any other purpose, right? What do you use it for? You use it to pee. Heart has got a purpose. Mouth has a purpose. Legs got a purpose. Same way, penis has a purpose. Use it to pee. That's all, and it stops there, right? So it's also important that how are we comfortable to say this, right? As a teacher, क्या मैं comfortable हूँ क्या is to say these words, to engage? Am I prepared enough to have a conversation if they ask me? That also becomes a little important. And when you do that, it calms down a little. Then they are not, and like, yeah, Utsav was saying in the chat box also, they're trying to make you uncomfortable. And then they're like, this is not possible. Then they stop. Then they also start engaging. And what I have felt is they respect you more then. Because they are like, this person is taking me seriously. They are not only laughing, they are not only saying no, they are engaging, and that builds trust in relationship also. Yeah, Netra, you were.
Yeah, I was question because Utsav has already mentioned and you have given the answer, but everybody is not like you and Utsav. So some educators are not comfortable giving the right answers or maybe so. Is there anything you can share with us? कि educator के shift में mindset shift करने में what can help them so that they are comfortable in the classroom whenever the question comes. They are trusting themselves and they're confidently giving the answer.
I think it is, I mean, the only answer I can think of is to keep educating ourselves, right? To keep reading, to keep um, working on our mindsets and our um, yeah, why do I feel ashamed? And to think a little more about that, to spend some more time on that, and slowly start getting used to it. And that can be through many different ways. It need not be first going and talking in a classroom. That's okay. But currently, again, so many social media platforms we have, so many YouTube channels we have. So can we find these? Can we listen? So I am not talking to anybody. I'm only listening. But I listen to it multiple times and okay, I am comfortable to listen. But when I'm watching in my privacy. So you're taking slow steps. We're not jumping directly to say design a curriculum, karo classes. No, because it's fully understandable because we were also not taught, right? And shame also passes down when our parents talk to us with hush hush tones. We are like, oh, okay, mummy ne aise, like, this is the tone mummy used, so it must be something very hush hush. Or when a teacher, uh, like my teacher at that reproduction class, she shut all the windows and then she did the biology class. So we are also like, oh, this is something more shameful that you shouldn't speak openly. So small things are reinforcing it. Like when children, when we're watching a movie with kids and there is a kissing scene, change channel, immediately change channel faster. We're sending a message that there's something wrong with that. Um, so it's not easy. I fully accept it is not easy, and we have to do our work before we go in. But these are things that helped me to just keep following different people who are talking about it. Um, Attending these kind of sessions. I also attended a lot of free sessions or webinars, this, that was going on. And I also did some courses because I was specifically interested in this, like, paid courses and things like that. But yeah, I think starting in your privacy and then slowly expanding it, who's the next set of comfortable people that you can start talking to. Then push your boundaries because I, while I fully believe ये बहुत important काम है, मैं fully समझ सकती हूँ कि suddenly एक switch will be difficult. But as teachers, as educators, वो एक कोशिश करने का there's a need for it abhi. There is we can't just let it go. It is becoming more and more important that we make an effort to learn and get better and create aside space for our kids. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Anagha. I also like the word need that you used. This is the need, yeah. Once we understand need, yeah, we can work on it.
Thank you so much, Anagha, and thank you so much for asking question. हम लोग क्वेश्चन आंसर्स के लिए यहाँ पर रह सकते हैं. So if anyone have any question, any thought, please share. We have time. Yes, Anita ji.
गुड इवनिंग ऑल ऑफ यू.
Good evening,
मेरा
madam.
मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
Yes,
ऑडिबल?
ma'am.
ओके. मैंने एमएससी की है ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट में और 90s में मैंने की थी. तो मेरा खुद का टॉपिक भी यही था जो मैंने अलग अलग ग्रुप के और अलग अलग कम्युनिटी से मैंने सैंपल्स कलेक्ट किए थे. तो उसमें जो मैंने फील किया था थोड़ा सा कि जब मैं क्लास में जाती थी पब्लिक स्कूल में, क्योंकि उस टाइम पे कोएड होता था, लेकिन गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में सेक्शन अलग अलग होते थे, बॉयज़ के अलग, गर्ल्स के अलग. तो वहां पे मैं देखती थी कि बॉयज के जो है वो क्वेश्चंस ज्यादा होते थे एज कंपेयर टू गर्ल्स के. और गर्ल्स में थोड़ा शाइनेस था, इसके बारे में कोई भी इंफॉर्मेशन लेना या कुछ पूछना। उसके बाद जब मैंने स्कूल में ये जॉब शुरू करी तो फिर मैंने फील किया कि जो कुछ थोड़ी एज जिन बच्चों की ज्यादा थी, गर्ल्स की, उनके पास जाके मैंने बात करना शुरू किया। मैंने फिर ओपनली इसको नहीं करा कि मैं ओपनली ही इसको डिस्कस करूं, लेकिन उससे क्या था कि जो गर्ल्स थी वो ज्यादा मेरे क्लोज आई थी और अपनी प्रॉब्लम को डिस्कस करती थी, शेयर करती थी। और आजकल तो गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में भी काफी फैसिलिटीज हो गई है, गर्ल्स को नैपकिन्स वगैरह भी जैसे प्रोवाइड करते हैं, लेकिन पहले नहीं था। तो मैंने ये जो एक डिफरेंस फील किया कि जितना हम ज्यादा बच्चों को अवेयर कराएंगे, उससे हमारे बच्चे एक मतलब हाइजेनिक जो है ना कंडीशन में रहेंगे और उनको नॉलेज भी होगी कि हमें किस तरीके से सरवाइव करना है, घर में भी और बाहर भी। तो ये तो मेन जो है होना चाहिए और सभी टीचर्स को भी इसमें इन्वॉल्व होना चाहिए कि गर्ल्स के साथ जो है ना ज्यादा क्लोजली मतलब बात करें। अभी भी मैं कुछ स्कूल्स में करवा लेती हूँ। ये बीएल कपूर हॉस्पिटल से कुछ डॉक्टर्स के साथ मैं अटैच्ड हूँ, तो वो सेमिनार्स लेते हैं और उसमें इवन वो ये भी बताते हैं कि जो कैंसरस है वो भी किस तरीके से फैलता है। सर्विक कैंसर के बारे में भी बताते हैं इससे रिलेट करके। तो ये चीज़ मुझे थोड़ी अच्छी लगती है कि अब अवेयरनेस ज़्यादा हो गई है कंपैरेटिवली पहले के। और उसमें टीचर्स का तो मेन रोल है सोसाइटी को अवेयर कराना। डॉक्टर से भी ज़्यादा मुझे लगता है कि टीचर्स जो है ना वो ज़्यादा हेल्प करती हैं, गर्ल्स की भी और बॉयज़ की भी।
थैंक यू सो मच अनीता मैम। आपका कोई सवाल है क्या अनीता मैम?
नहीं, मुझे तो सवाल तो यही है कि अगर कहीं
ओके।
कुछ होता है तो मैं भी चाहूंगी कि ये आप मुझे इन्वॉल्व करें इस तरह के सेशन में।
बिल्कुल।
मेरी तो ये रिक्वेस्ट है, सवाल नहीं है, ये
थैंक
रिक्वेस्ट है मेरी।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
Yeah.
ये
थैंक यू
ये
सो मच।
सेम मेरी भी रिक्वेस्ट है आलम जी, कि अगर कभी
जी
ऐसा कोई हो सेशन कहीं आप किसी स्कूल में लेने जाएं
जी
तो आई कैन ऑल्सो ज्वाइन।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। थैंक यू ज्योति मैम, अनीता मैम। अनघा, एक क्वेश्चन है कि आपको पर्सनली कैसे जुड़ सकते हैं? So one thing in my mind that I'll share her email ID as well in the chat box. Also, Vivek have shared links of the SharEd group. हम वहाँ भी जुड़ सकते हैं और जो भी हमारे सवाल हैं कनेक्ट होना है वो भी हम शेयर कर सकते हैं। I'll just share Anaga's email ID. Any other question?
I wanted to add to what
Yes,
Anita ma'am
please.
was saying, that something that helped this shame, no? How do I ask question? So that continues. Okay, so let me tell you that um, it's not that जब मैं ऐसे सेशंस करते हैं एक सेशन के बाद या दो सेशन के बाद शर्म पूरी तरह goes off. That is not true. It's there. Some children, of course, struggle with it. Everybody takes their own time to get used to it, right? So to have that, what something we used to do is that I will say, you write the question anonymously and give it to me. So there's some time where I'm collecting all of it, mixing it up, and I'm reading the question. So nobody knows what was किसने क्या पूछा है वो पता नहीं चलता है. So that also helps. And then when I read the question, I'm like, oh, we also had that. वैसा एक feel होता है. And then as a teacher, if you can trick in one or two questions जो आपने ही लिखा है डालो वो पढ़ो, that also helps to say that, oh, ऐसा. It helps in discussions, to have conversations. Yeah.
Anagha, there is one more question from Afia, that how frequently you encounter challenges on ground and how do you address them? And she's appreciating your work as well in the school.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Uh, I really don't. Challenges are mostly within the classroom, no? These giggles, or sometimes some boys, like, they do genuinely try to disrupt. I'm not to say like it's very gendered all the time, but I do see a pattern like that. Girls go quiet, they just don't talk. Boys try to like somehow make noise, giggle, comments to deal with discomfort. I feel it is also how different people deal with discomfort. जब वो uncomfortable feel होता है, कुछ लोग like बिना बोल के बैठते हैं, कुछ लोग ऐसे हंसी मजाक उड़ा के, so that happens. So then that kind of challenges I do face, or of children struggling to open up, those I do face. Um, Otherwise, honestly, we have not gotten a parent complaining or anything, saying, "Ab kya kar rahe hai?" That has not happened. So such difficult challenges that how do I deal with it? ऐसा नहीं हुआ है. It took time in convincing the school that mixed gendered classrooms में हम ये करें, all of that. But once it started, it was okay. Um, Not challenges. At the end of the first year, we did collect feedback from students, and we did get mixed feedback. There were children who said that it was uncomfortable, or when you talked about. So one of my favorite feedback is in class. मैंने ये discuss किया था कि what we generally call private parts, yeah, जहाँ से हम सुसु पॉटी सब करते हैं उनको हम private parts बोलते हैं. तो मैंने बोला था private मत बुला करो उनको, call that, it's the correct term is genitals, genital organs, because private parts is more secret, more shame, so we have to change that. So I tell that in most classes. So one of the feedbacks, one student had written that I was very uncomfortable when Anagha ma'am spoke about genitals. मुझे बहुत पसंद आया because he was uncomfortable but he remembered genitals. तो मेरा काम, my work is done. So I was like, even though it was that he was uncomfortable, he learned something, and that's enough. That's good enough. But I did have different children saying things like, Anagha ma'am, please don't feel depressed. I like you, but I did not like you talking about bodies. So, children really tried to be nice, but also said that, did not enjoy it and it was uncomfortable and all of that. So, yeah.
Thank you, Anagha. One more question from Utsav, that how do you see the sexuality awareness leading to more emotional stability, non-sexual too, in the students?
I think it really opens up space for conversation mainly, अलग-अलग चीजों के बारे में बात करने के लिए, to also say feeling sad is okay, feeling angry is okay, feeling attraction is okay, these are all emotions. लेकिन problem is when that emotion takes over, मेरा पूरा control चला जाता है, तब problem है. That is a problem with any emotion, not only your attraction or whatever feelings you're having. But even with anger, if you're always angry, that is a problem. Nobody can live. Like, it's difficult to be friends with you. It is difficult to be with you in any way. So I feel it opens up a space for that sort of conversation to say, yeah, I also feel this way, or I feel. But I will not say I have been very successful in doing that, because I've worked only with 7th standard students, and that after 1 year, I'm not able to work with them in 8th grade as of now. So I think it needs a lot more work, because it it is really a lot of unlearning has to happen. And when only one teacher is doing this, and alag information parents की तरह से या social media से बाकी teachers से मिलते हैं, तब it is not easy. So the school I work in is a conventional school. We do have teachers who say boys separate, girls separate. अगर बात ही किया तो भी problem होगा. So all of that. So it is not a very ideal space. So I don't think I have been very successful in that. But I do believe that it will help them learn how to feel a little more okay, feel like okay they can talk about their emotions as well. And yeah.
You get a chance to read one more question from PK sir. So class 7 student says that I am sad, mom, because my friend had a breakup. So how do you handle these kind of situations?
First of all, I mean, if the child is feeling sad for the friend, good. I mean, you're able to understand what your friend is going through. है ना? मतलब यू आर नॉट गोइंग थ्रू ब्रेकअप, मरे तुम्हारे फ्रेंड जा रहे हैं ब्रेकअप से और तुम ऐसा फील कर पा रहे कि उनका जो सैडनेस है वगैरह. सो ऑफ कोर्स गुड, बट आई रियली फील लाइक I don't know one answer to this, okay? Because it is ऐसे सवालों का एक करेक्ट वन जवाब नहीं होता है. ये बहुत बच्चों के ऊपर और पेरेंट के ऊपर, उनके रिलेशनशिप के ऊपर बहुत डिपेंडेंट होता है. बट व्हाट आई फील इज, एज अडल्ट्स हमें लगता है कि सारे सवालों का जवाब हमारे साथ होना ही चाहिए हर टाइम. But that is not, I don't think children also expect that. Children are also okay with us not knowing. Then they also feel like, हाँ ये भी human being है, you know. तो but we as adults हमें ऐसा लगता है कि, और as teachers also, कि सारे सवालों का जवाब मुझे I should know, and that should be correct also. It's okay. So sometimes even when if one child is being very sad and coming to you, just sitting with that child, listening sometimes helps. वो हमें भी पता है ना, जब हम जाके हमारे फ्रेंड के साथ सामने जाके, जब हम हमारी एक सैड स्टोरी या डिफिकल्ट चीजें के बारे में बात करते हैं, वी नो वो फ्रेंड ये प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व नहीं कर सकता है, बट वो शेयरिंग में ही हमें बहुत लाइक यू नो पीस मिलते हैं, बहुत वी फील बेटर. दैट इज ट्रू फॉर चिल्ड्रन ऑल्सो. सो I don't think the mother can solve this problem, क्योंकि ये बच्चे का भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. It is a child's friend's problem. But to listen and to not be like, what do you mean relationship? You know, that does not, I don't think that helps. उनको dismiss करना या उनको mock करना, I don't think that helps. तो just सुनना maybe, yeah. Class 7 student, do they know anything about relationship? What to talk about breakup? बट क्लास 7 स्टूडेंट्स आर गेटिंग इनटू रिलेशनशिप सर. मुझे भी पता है. मैं भी ये सोचती हूँ. जब मैं क्लास 7th में थी, आई यूज्ड टू फील लाइक आई वाज अ बेबी. पर मुझे बहुत सारे ऐसे, so many children who get into relationships and you know have these kind of um, you see mixed ideas and all of that. I know children who will say, not at this age, ma'am. This is not the right age. I'm like, wow, great. And then I also have children who say, yes, last year say we are in a relationship. So they are exploring ऐसे चीजें, you know. And I feel again with I please don't think I think internet is all bad. Okay, that is not true. But because of you know they're watching Netflix shows, they're watching so many different um, shows and movies from many different cultures, and they are learning about dating and relationship and all of that. So they are curious and they are trying it out, and I feel it will keep happening. So we just have to figure out what to talk about breakup is, would be that, okay, um, what are you feeling? Can you try and tell me all the different things you're feeling? And then to be like, okay, you're feeling angry. Okay, why is there anger? You know, just help the child understand that a little more. And then to try and say, it's rejection will happen. No? So even if you don't know how to talk about breakup as such, ब्रेकअप से क्या फीलिंग होता है? रिजेक्टेड फील होता है. रिजेक्शन के बारे में हम सबको पता है. इंटरव्यू से रिजेक्ट होना और यू नो कुछ फुटबॉल ट्रायल के लिए गया, उधर से रिजेक्ट हुआ, तो वो फीलिंग रिजेक्शन का ही है. तो टू से दैट इट्स ओके, rejections will happen in life, right? Not everybody in the world will like us. Some people will not. That is the reality. Some of you will be bored in my session. Some of you will be like, oh, क्या काम कर रहे हैं? Right? It is true. मुझे भी ऐसा ही फील होता है. कभी-कभी कुछ sessions I'm like, wow, what an amazing talk. Sometimes I'm bored. So not everybody will like everybody. So we will get rejected. That's all right. You feel sad and you know listen to heartbreak songs and all. It's fine. We'll get over it. Right? But the seventh standard child. So just also try to make it a little funny. But that's all. No, sir. I can't give a prescribed answer because I'm not the mother here or I'm not the teacher here. वो relationship के ऊपर भी थोड़ा dependent होता है. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Anagha. I think Neelam ma'am had one question that I can answer on behalf of you if I am right. Like, so Anagha is working full time in school. So her question is like, how many sessions you take with the students to open up? So I think you are working in the school full time with 7 grades for 1 year, at least with the same uh, group of the students. So this much of time I feel is enough, not enough. So yeah, this is what
Yeah.
it is. I think thank you so much, Anagha, for taking out time. And I had a very wonderful time with you. And this conversation is very meaningful and helpful for me personally. I got to learn many things from you. I keep learning from you, but this was one more opportunity to learn from you. So thank you so much. Vivek have shared a feedback form. So हमको ये सेशन कैसा लगा है, प्लीज फिल आउट द फॉर्म ताकि हमें ऐसे सेशन और करने के मौके मिले। और विवेक ने एक ग्रुप का लिंक शेयर किया है, वहां ज्वाइन करिए। हम हर महीने सेशंस करते हैं। So any last thought, Anagha, you want to share? How was your experience in this session? Any last thought?
I had a good time. I always enjoy talking to people, and so I had a good time. अगर मैं आपका like if I killed Hindi a little, please sorry. I apologize. uh, yeah, I hope all of you got something out of it, and even if it's a small thing, that I really hope you got something out of it. Yeah, it was very nice. Thank you so much, Alam, for inviting me as well. Yeah, I had a good time.
थैंक यू सो मच। हमको ये सेशन कैसा लगा है वो लिख सकते हैं। थैंक यू। हम मिलते हैं अगले महीने। एक छोटा सा साइलेंस करते हैं और फिर हम क्लोज करते हैं। 1 मिनट साइलेंस।